Battler did nothing but gaze lazily out the window. Alright guys, welcome back to some more Umineko When They Cry. I'm recording this early morning, but managed to get a lot of things done actually. You know, to be fair. So, and now I'm getting even more things done by recording more Umineko. But fair, this doesn't count as doing something because I mean, obviously I'm doing something, but this is just something I do for enjoyment. It's not productive. I'm doing this for enjoyment. So technically, I guess I'm not doing something, but I am doing something. But yeah, no, I went grocery shopping just a second ago, or just a little while ago, and this is the earliest I've ever gone grocery shopping in the day. I went grocery shopping at 8 a.m. Have you guys ever gone grocery shopping at 8 a.m.? No, it is very early, surprisingly enough. Um, I typically go grocery shopping in the evening because that's obviously that's when I come back from uni and I can go. But because now we're in exam periods, there's no more actual lectures. So basically, I can schedule my day however I want. So I was like, all right, my fridge is empty as hell, so I gotta go grocery shopping. So it's really early. Um, also got some other things done. But anyway, we're doing Umineko. Let's recap last time. Last time, we had Battler and Erica showing the family to the goal. The family became ecstatic. They were all very hyped. Cross and Nazi were already starting to argue against giving Battler the succession, but Kyrie and Rudolph were all for it, of course. And we saw a little bit of the start of the battle, which might continue on right here actually, because now we're in the parlor. It seems like, and it seems like we're about to discuss the headship. Battler has been told by Rudolph to just stay silent, basically, and just listen to them, but he has to be there because he solved the riddle, so he gets the succession. And another thing that happened last part, which is more important, I'd argue, than what happened in the first half. The first half was pretty important too, to be fair. But that is we learned a little bit with the red truth about Beato's non-intentions, I should say, instead of Beato's intentions, because we don't know her intentions, but now we know her non-intentions a little bit, right? We know that she's not killing for fear, she's not killing because of a grudge or something, she's not, she doesn't gain anything by having someone solve the riddle or find the gold, and most importantly, the one that surprised me the most is she's not doing all this for pleasure. So, but this clearly has meaning. Battleman said it himself. It has meaning, but we just don't know what, and we won't know until we have love, and that's why we cannot see it. So yeah, that's the essence of the name of the game, as you might call it, isn't it? Of course, I have thought about even last part. I've thought about the implications of Beato being in love with Battler, but it didn't really add up. It didn't really make sense for me at the time, so I think I'm gonna need a little more context personally. There's also the whole riddle solving stuff, right? I mean, have you tried going on with solving the riddle? I've still not gone much further other than Kinzo is from Kinzo's beloved home of old might be London, United Kingdom. It's 13 letters. And London is 6 characters. Listen, it's the best I got. It's honestly the best I got. I'm theorizing, even if it's not the United Kingdom, I'm theorizing it's somewhere in Europe or somewhere in the West. You know what I mean? It could be in America somewhere. I don't know, because Kinzo loves the West. He loves the Western occult, and so his beloved home of old being in somewhere in the West makes sense for me. Um, but I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. The riddle it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Erica can solve it in a day, so clearly she's much better than I am. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. Um, Otherwise, I do want to say I just checked my subscriber count for the first time in a while. I'm on 137 subscribers as of this recording, which is honestly surprised me so much because last time I checked my subscriber count was a while ago, and I believe I was on 131 last time I checked. So, yeah, thank you so much for everyone that is still supporting and subscribing, even though you don't have to at all. Absolutely not. And I do also want to thank all the people that have been active in the comment section. The comment section has been very, very active. People have been discussing not just with me, but also amongst themselves, and I think that's great. I think that is absolutely what the point of the comment section is. So far, we've had a great comment section, as in, you know, we haven't, you know, Umineko community has been very, very nice. We haven't had anyone come in and be like, Amin, you should, I don't know, maybe like a death threat, Amin, you should go die, or something like that. Although I am expecting it eventually. This is just part of the course when it comes to, you know, when it comes to doing YouTube videos. Obviously, you'll have that happen. But so far, I think we're still such a niche thing. We're still so small. And I know that all of you guys comment, of course. I know not everyone watching this is commenting, and that's completely fine. By the way, I don't really, you know, like I said, I don't want to force anybody to comment or like the video. That's another thing. Thank you for all the likes as well, but you don't have to do any of that. Um, I will never ask for that. But I think we're still so small at this point that we haven't had, uh, you know, we haven't had that, big toxicity roam into us just yet. Which I guess is kind of nice at the same time, isn't it? It's kind of nice. Maybe, you know, Umineko is not something I've heard much about prior to actually starting reading the visual novel, which is why I'm reading this completely unspoiled, completely blind, right? This entire thing I'm doing this blind. Um, because I haven't heard much about it prior to actually reading it, prior to my friend introducing me to it. Which is nice because I've come in completely blind, but it's also nice because that means that this sort of community is so small-ish. It's not small, but you know what I mean, right? It's not gone to the mainstream level of oh yeah, these people are toxic. You know what I mean? Umineko fans are toxic. It hasn't gone to that stage yet, which I think is cool. Um, right? And if you think about other franchises, any popular franchises, right? Typically, they're known for having a toxic community a lot of the time. So yeah, I guess it's nice, but yeah, thank you for all the support. I'm glad people are active in the comment section, and honestly, I'm glad you're watching, even if you're not commenting, even if you're not liking, even if you don't have a YouTube account or anything. That's completely fine. Honestly, I'm just appreciating anyone for watching. To be honest, that's why I always say in the outro. So typically, most of the times I say in the outro that I hope that you guys will enjoy watching this as much as I enjoy reading it, at least. Uh, and this includes this part as well. That is always the mindset. So yeah. Anyway, let's get right into this part. We're starting off a new chapter here. Battler did nothing but gaze lazily out the window. All right, let's keep it going. The fighting between the relatives continued without end. Also, I'm gonna read everything that is being said because it's raining and the frame rate could be lagging, or not the frame rate. The frame rate isn't lagging. The frame rate could be choppy, and the whole scene could be lagging. So I'm gonna make sure to read out what it says, or at least the last sentences of what people say, just so that it's hopefully it's caught in the recording somewhat, or at least you guys can hear me say what they're saying, or what it says, so that even if my screen doesn't record it, you guys know what was said. All right. Best case scenario is that my screen recorder actually captures everything that is said, though. That is best case scenario. At first, the relatives had crowded around the study. However, no matter how much they knocked, the master of the study did not answer even once. I had a discussion about this in the last video, in fact, about how nobody has actually ever tried opening the study door. So we don't actually know. We don't actually know if the door is locked or not. You know what I mean? Which I found really funny. And it hasn't been said in red, and we have never seen Battler or anyone actually attempt to open the door, right? I mean, episode 1, sure, Nazi quote unquote unlocked the door and entered in, but Battler didn't know. Battler didn't see that it was actually unlocked. Nazi could have lied about that. The door could have been unlocked the whole time, which I think is really funny. And a little bit of a similar thing can be said for the chapel in episode 2 with Rosa, right? We don't even know if Rosa unlocked the door when she went in there with the chapel key. The door could have been unlocked when she entered. So that's an important thing, by the way. That the door may not actually be locked to begin with, even if it appears as locked. However, no matter how much she knocked, the rest of the study did not answer even once. Evan and several others said that they should open the door with the second key, the one Genji held. So there are quote-unquote 2 keys. I thought there was only 1 key. I literally had a discussion about this in the comment section of last part, and the other person was like, yeah, there's 2 keys. There's 2 keys to the study, and I was like, really? I thought there was only 1 key, the one with Kinto's key. But apparently Genji has another key, quote-unquote. Again, quote-unquote. We don't even know if these keys work. I don't know about this one. You know what I mean? There's apparently 2 keys, but again, there can be many reasons for why this is false, right? I mean, firstly, people can lie about there being 2 keys. People can lie about both keys working. People can lie about the door being locked. People can lie about, you know what I mean? Can lie about a bunch of different things. The keys may not even work, or both keys could work. There could also be several more than just 2 keys. You know what I mean? The cat box goes on forever. So Eva can suggest what she wants. That doesn't mean that there's actually 2 keys. That's all I'm saying. Beta's not confirmed anything in red regarding the study keys. Let's go. Alright, anyway. However, in a flash of brilliance, Natsu said that Kinzo had been in a particularly bad mood and had taken back the key he'd previously given Genji. Meaning that he now had both keys himself. That's crazy. She claimed that it was therefore impossible for them to open the door. After she promised to let them meet Kinzo tomorrow morning no matter what, they finally returned to the dining hall. But, of course, the argument continued on even after they returned there. Eva's group wanted a lot of cash very soon, and they were trying to threaten Cross somehow and make him pay up. Apparently, Battler's solving the epitaph, which threatened Cross's position as the next head, had given the others a huge tailwind. On the other side, Cross and Nazi denied the very basis of their argument, claiming that it had never been specified that ownership of the gold would be handed over to the person who solved the epitaph. They asserted that it hadn't been hidden gold but just Kinzo's stockpile, and it was still Kinzo's property, which meant that it was only natural for it to be distributed after Kinzo's death with the rest of the inheritance. After hearing this, Eva's group once again started demanding that they be allowed to see Kinzo. It had probably been clear as day from the beginning. This sibling fight could only be settled by Kinzo. She's already dead. It was obvious that this confrontation was between Eva's group, which wanted cash fast, and Cross, who was hiding his lack of funds but still didn't need money right away. As Battler listened vaguely to this exchange, he marveled at how, despite their usual affluent airs, they were all surprisingly deep in debt. According to the clock, it was almost midnight. It certainly was a perfect time for a break. The atmosphere relaxed just a bit. I've had enough fighting over what was or what wasn't said. We really can't do without a record of proceedings. Not when Nissan can so easily deny something he said before the words stop bouncing off the walls. with a written record, just writing it would be a pain, and it'd be open to forgery.
そうだね兄貴こいつは動くのか
Aniki, does this thing work?
オーディオセットか
The tape set?
いなるほどそれならば議事を手書きせずに済むし捏造もできんね
They have a tape set? And this is the first time we learn about it?
互いにとって公平だ
This way we can keep a record without a record without bothering to write it down, and forgery will be impossible. It's fair for both sides. A tape set. And they have okay. This is 1986. Okay.
勝手にいじらないように
Make sure you don't mess anything up.
当主様の大切な音楽テープですよ
Those are father's precious music tapes. The dignified tape set had a sense of weight to it which matched this majestic dining hall perfectly. On pleasant Sunday mornings, it would sometimes be used to play famous tapes or records. However, right now, it was the most neutral and impartial conference record keeper around. Rudolph fished randomly around the cassette rack, searching for a blank tape. And every time he found some tape with sophisticated music, he would chuckle at how pompous it was. Excuse me, you called?
休憩することになったの申し訳ないんだけど何か飲み物を用意してもらえないかしらビスケットみたいなものがあってもいいかもね
Could you make us something to drink? And maybe some biscuits would be nice too.
かしこまりました
Tea and biscuits?
すぐにご用意いたします
I'll prepare it right away.
あとごめんなさい風邪薬あるかしら
Do you have any cold medicine?
さっきから熱っぽくて
I've been feeling a bit feverish. Rosa, how are you doing? Are you okay? Hey, I care for you. I hope you're doing well. But also, cold medicine is Yeah, I mean, this seems like an easy way to poison someone.
なら無理は良くないな休みたまえ
Don't overstrain yourself, get some sleep.
ローザがいいと思うなら好きに休めば私ならこの大事な会議中に風邪くらいじゃ休まないけどね
Eva being the instigator once again. If you really feel like it, why not get some sleep, Rosa? Though I personally wouldn't step out of such an important conference because of a simple call. But you just get some sleep. You know what I mean? Eva, instigator.
そうかね
Why is she starting a fight with her own team member? She's supposed to be on your team. Why are you telling her to go to sleep?
私は遠慮なく休ませてもらうよ
No, not why you're telling her to go to sleep. Why are you trying to instigate her like that? Or is it because you're trying to get her fired up to keep going with the conference meeting?
夏日私たちも少し休まないかね
Nazi, why don't we take a short rest too?
はいあなた
Yes, dear. Anata. Sensing that he meant to have a strategy meeting, Nazi stood up. Even if that wasn't the case, she was so desperate to get out of the room even for a moment that she'd have taken any excuse. Cross and Nazi left the dining hall, and the tension in the room truly relaxed. Right, this is the dining hall, not the parlor, by the way. I should have said that. I said parlor at the start of the video. Yeah, I was waiting for Battler to say something, right? Now that those two have left, Battler can finally talk.
バトラ君もお疲れ様
He hasn't said anything.
最悪の気分でしょ大人の階段だと思って諦めて
Think of this as part of growing up and just accept it.
俺はいつまでここでボサーっとしてりゃいいんすかね
Just how long am I going to have to sit around and doing nothing here?
さあバトラ君は私たちのおみこしだからね
You're like our personal donation box.
眠い
Sleepy?
古典の授業程度には。
About the same as Japanese literature class.
今夜はどうせお父さんは現れないでしょう。
Dude, literature class is so boring. I'm sorry, I hated it, dude. I hated Norwegian literature class. Oh my god, bro, I could have gotten 10 hours of sleep the night before and I'd still somehow manage to sleep during that class. I mean, I did not get a good grade, but I don't care. That was so boring. I honestly though, I mean, I'm sorry for the teacher. She she tried her best, but yo, I cannot care. I remember, ah, that was, man, those high school days. I remember, you know, I remember there was this one exam I had, right, where uh where I just couldn't be I couldn't be bothered, so I actually got a one. Which, by the way, getting a one, so in Norway, right? In the exams, at least before university, are classed from by numbers from 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 is the best and 1 is the worst. Kind of like A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Those are 6 letters, but this time it's in numbers. I don't know exactly why Norway does it differently, but that's just how it is, right? In university now, though, we do A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Of course, if you get F, that means obviously you struck that a lot. You're done. Thankfully, I've gotten an F yet at all. I haven't even gotten close to getting an F in university yet because I do actually study. But in high school, I remember it was the last exam in literature class. I got a 1, which is the equivalent of an F, or got a 2 maybe. I don't know. But I got a really low score. The teacher was just like, "Yo, Evan, what's up?" And I'm just like, I don't know. And she's like, "All right, but look, in these other tests, you got a 3 in this test, you got a 4 in this test, you got a, you know what I mean, which is the equivalent of a C and a D." And I'm like, "Yo, please, just give me a D and and get me out of here." She's like, listen, Evan, we'll do this. That last test, we don't count it. All right, we don't count it in your grading. Now, I shall give you the D. Wait, nah, guys, listen. It's a test. It's a test. As in, I shall give you 3. As in, guys. Oh no, no. No. Wait, no, it sounds so weird. No. Gosh, I hope she's not watching this. Nah, there's no way. There's no way my high school teacher's watching this. Why would you be watching an Umineko video? Yeah, it's fine. But anyway, she gave me a 3. She gave me a 3, which is the equivalent of that letter. God damn it, got that grading. Okay, and I was like, all right, cool, done. I'm done with that. Which, by the way, you might think, yo, I mean, you stunk in high school. No, I didn't. It's just that class was so boring. I couldn't be bothered to get a good grade on it. I also hated history. I did not like history class. Fun fact, I do. In general, I like history, but that class specifically. I didn't like high school history. I didn't. I just found it but I still got a C, which is, that grade, and the literature grade was the lowest I got. Every other thing I either got an A or a B. I got a lot of, because I got an A in chemistry, I got an A in physics, I got 2 A's in maths, I got an A in geology, I got a B in German because I actually had German class, which is like a 5, but a number 5, by the way. I got no, this is not. I'm not trying to flex here. I'm just saying that literature class was so boring, bro. I hated it. I still hate it. I never want to do it again, yo. I never want to do that again. And history I also disliked, but I still managed to get an okay grading at it. Basically, I certainly could not have gone. I certainly could not have been like a journalist, for example, or something that requires me to write, I don't know, something, or maybe, like, you know what I mean. I couldn't write historical texts or something like that. I am glad I took a field of study that matches with my interests. I let the psychologists, the journalists, do their thing. You know what I mean? Those psychopaths who, to be fair, and they call us psychopaths. It's weird, isn't it? How, you know, people who, some people who call people who, I've been called a psychopath so much by people who say, if you enjoy math, you're a psychopath. If you enjoy physics, you're a psychopath. Physics is apparently this really hard subject, and if you enjoy it, you're crazy or whatever. Um, and it's really funny how on the other side you have people going, "Oh my god, if you enjoy history and literature," it's like, not really. It's not as much. It's not reverse as much. I'll be honest, but you get what I mean. It's really funny. It's really fun. It's really, yeah. But anyway, back on topic. I could not be a lawyer either. Oh, but that's a law. To be fair, I respect lawyers. That's not an easy. That's a hard career. That's a hard career. I remember there was a girl I knew I've known her since, oh my god, I can't speak. I've known her since she was really really young, and I was young too. We were like 10 years old or whatever. uh so yeah, 10 years ago. uh and she wanted to be a lawyer, and I was like, yo, that's tough. That's hard. I always knew that was a tough career to go to. I don't know what she's doing now. I haven't talked to her in like 4 or 5 years. But because after middle school, she kind of did her own thing. She went to a different, because obviously, you know, I chose to do uh subjects regarding engineering. So I chose to do the hard physics, chemistry, math classes, while she chose to do the sociology, literature, psychology, those classes, and the society classes. She chose to do those classes. So after that, we just kind of broke off because obviously our career paths are very very different, and I haven't talked to her since early high school. So I don't know if she's still on her road to being a lawyer now, or she chose to do something else. I don't know. That's the thing. You never know. You never know what your career is gonna be when you're young. But yeah, a lawyer it's tough. It's actually very very tough. I respect lawyers. I also respect teachers. Teaching is such an impressive job. If you guys are teachers, or want to become teachers, that's amazing to me. Which is why, like I said, I kind of feel bad for my teachers when they got that grade, because I was like, oh, I hate this class, and she was just there trying her best to help me and to help the class, and I know teaching is not an easy job, and it's tough because there's also it's very delicate because there's a lot of things you gotta take care of, and you have to remember that you're taking care of kids, right? And that's the extra element of you have to be careful of what you do. You have to know what you're doing, and it's that element of pressure that is really hard. Being a lawyer as well, it's rough. It's rough. But anyway, glad I don't have to deal with that. I have to deal with my own pressures, obviously, but it's pressures. It's a different kind of pressure that I'm willing to deal with. You know what I mean? I'm not willing to deal with the pressure of having to deal with kids. I want to deal with the pressure that it has to deal with the things that I'm doing, which whether you can amount that pressure equally or not, it's whatever. We're not here to compare each other. Uh, anyway, let's get back to Minako. I'm talking too much. I used to go on those ramblings a lot in the earlier episodes, and then I kind of stopped doing it a little bit. I still ramble a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I stopped doing it a little bit because I wanted to push faster through the visual novel. But yeah, I've started going back to that now. Just a second ago. So, all right. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Father won't show up tonight anyway.
クラウス兄さんたちが戻ってきたらバトラ君はもう戻っていいかと提案してみるわ
When Cross, Nissan, and the rest come back, I'll propose that we might as well let you go.
よろしく頼むぜ。
I'd appreciate that. Tap tap. A light knock and the faint sound of China. Of what? Wait, am I reading that correctly? A light knock and the faint sound of China clinking together can be heard. Of what? Is there a word for? Because it's not the C's not capitalized, so China might be a word for something that I don't know of. China clinking together can be heard. I do also want to say I already forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say, so let's keep reading, I guess. Oh, there we go. Here comes the culprit. Shannon, excuse us. Yeah, you're about to kill them all. Here we go. The first fight's about to happen. Oh, no, wait. Batter's present. Right. Batter's present. Alright, let's chill, Beato. Alright. Didn't that theory almost basically get debunked at the start of earlier on this episode? I remember that. But, I don't want to give up completely. I don't want to give up on it completely. You know what I mean? But yeah, excuse us.
お茶をお持ちいたしました。
Wait, they're together. We have brought tea. Wait, they're together. Wait a minute. Ah. See, but to be fair, they were also together when they were in the parlor, and Batters saw them as well. So, I think at this point, for my theory to make sense, Erika would have to be the main piece that we focus on. Or else my theory about Shannon and Conan being the same person is broken. I mean, I don't know. Then what's going on with Conan's corpse, right? Someone has to impersonate Conan, in my opinion, right? Because what's going on with his corpse? And if someone is impersonating Conan, who looks the most like him? Shannon, weirdly enough, looks the most like him. She looks like him, and no one else looks like Conan. But to be fair, how do you explain this then? How do you explain these balloons being away there? Does she, or does he? I'm not. I give up. That's it. You brought tea. All right. Shannon and Conan had come by with a serving cart. The pleasant smell of black tea relieved their tension all the more.
Yo, 話は聞いてるか?
Did you hear?
何のお話でしょうか?
We're talking about?
僕たちは何も。
We didn't hear anything. And Battley's seen this, right? This is a narration line to us. Battley's seen this? Unless Battley's not the main character. If Erika's seen this, would that mean that would mean that my theory is debunked, to be fair. It was pretty well debunked earlier too, but I still think that whatever's going on with Conan is going to be us with the culprit. But I just don't have any other idea how it could match. You can hear anything.
よしなさいルドルフ。教える必要は何もないわ。
The strings to tell him, what? You're gonna keep. Wait a minute! Wait! Tell him! No, yeah, wait! I'm dumb! Yes, Rudolph, tell him! Right, of course! So, wait! That's huge. Wait! Think about it. Think about last part. Oh, okay. Wait. Remember last part? Beato, who is the culprit, is leaving Battler alive till the very end because they want Battler to solve the riddle. Beato doesn't gain anything from having Battler solve the riddle. But if Rudolph tells him right now that Battler solved the riddle and found the gold, and the culprit really is Conan or Shannon or both of them, or one of them is an accomplice to the other, I think Conan's involved. If they have told them right here, Genji knows though. Is Genji an accomplice? Genji has to be an accomplice in my opinion. But if they tell him here right now that if Conan or Shannon or both of them right now know that Battler found the gold, he solved the riddle, that means Beato no longer has to kill people. She no longer has to follow the Twilights, right? Because Battler solved the riddle. That was her goal, wasn't it? To have Battler solve the riddle? Eva, don't stop, Rudolph! Tell him! Please tell him! Please! The story needs to tell him.
僕たちは家具ですから親族会議のお話には
No!
関心ありません。
No, Kanon! Oh, you're involved. You have no interest in the family conference. Kanon, no! You're the culprit, aren't you, Kanon? Or I know you're heavily involved. You have to be. And I don't. We have no interest in the family conference. Dude! Battler solved the riddle! You have to know this, Kanon. If Kanon learns that Battler is the one that solved the riddle, will this episode change? Will the deaths even happen? No, I gotta know.
そうね。 それが賢い返事だわ。
That's a wise answer. No, man.
深夜勤なの？
You have the midnight shift?
大変ね。
That must be tough.
そういうお役目ですのでご用命いただけて嬉しいです。
You'll be happy to receive your orders.
そうかもしれんな。
To be fair, Batter hasn't yet acknowledged their existence both at the same time. I'm just saying. You could be right there.
することもなくぼんやり起きてる方がしんどいもんや。わしも下積み時代に倉庫番とかやったことあるんやけどな。ただ起きてるだけでもこれがとにかく辛いんや。戦争直後はな、物資泥棒とかゾロゾロおってな。警察も頼れん時代でとにかく物騒でな。
It's tough to sit around awake doing nothing. It's true, right? For many hours at a time, I've had experience of doing all nighters where I've had a tough time staying awake. But you know, Hideyoshi was particularly proud of how he had started with nothing and built up assets by diverting goods from the American army. Once the subject came up, Hideyoshi tended to get pretty talkative. The relatives knew this and were greatly relieved to see that a perfect sacrifice had come up.
バレたら一大事や。アメさんは怖いで。牛肉食っとるからパワーも桁違いや。
So they're strengthening the league because of all that beef they eat.
捕まったら最後、銃殺刑かデスバイハンギングや。
Get caught and that'd be the end of it. Firing squad or death by hanging. Or death by hanging. I can't do Hideyoshi's voice. He's got a very hot voice. He's got a rowdy voice.
わかるか？デスバイハンギング。それでな、わしは思うたんや。肉や、肉や。
Niku? The meat?
日本人はもっと肉を食わなあかん。
Japanese people gotta eat more Niku? Yeah, that's right. Follow in Luffy's footsteps. Niku?
そしてわしは胃袋をつかむ商売を始めなあかんという典型を受けたんや。
And that's when I had the revelation. I had to start up a business to capture people's stomachs. Shannon's like, cool story, bro. I don't care.
それは大変なお仕事ですね。
That is literally how she sounds like. Oh, that must have been quite difficult. Still don't care.
よしなさいよあなた。
Cool. Didn't ask.
戦後生まれにいくら話しても当時の苦労なんか伝わらないわよ。
No matter how much you tell people born after the war, they'll never understand how hard it was back then. 1986, so Shannon must have been born in 1970, right? She must have been born in 1970. Yes. So even Shannon is younger than my mother. Wow. The culprit is younger than my mother? That's crazy. Okay, anyway.
またわしの悪い癖が出てしもうたな。
Eva would be... Yeah, okay. Looks like my bad habits jumped out again. Eva died in 1988 in episode 3, right? Okay.
すまんすまん。
Oops, looks like my bad habits jumped out again. Sorry, sorry.
あなたたちもお茶をしていきなさいよ。たまには自分たちがどういう紅茶を入れてるか、その下で学ぶのもいい勉強になると思うわ。
いえ、結構です。お気遣いなく。
There's going to be concern for our sakes.
少し付き合ってくれよ。
Nah, Battles acknowledge them now.
大人ばかりで俺も窒息しそうなんだ。
Hang out with us for a bit. Being surrounded by only adults makes me feel like I'm gonna suffocate. Well, actually, maybe he hasn't acknowledged them just yet. Maybe he's acknowledged them as one person, and he's telling that one person to hang out with them for a bit. Maybe.
そら、次期当主のバトラ様のご命令だぞ。
That's crazy.
そこに座って、俺たちとしばらくお茶しろい。それで、最近の出来事とか趣味とか、見てるテレビとか、若者の今の流行りとか、そういう話をしやがれ。俺たちの勉強になるからな。
So Rudolph is asking basically, what's popular with young folks these days? We have a lot to learn. Now that Rudolph is mentioned that Battle is successor to the head, and maybe now Canon Beto, whoever's the culprit, maybe now they can clock that Battle solved the riddle. Come on, please realize that Battle solved the riddle because Rudolph is saying this.
明暗ね。ほら、二人とも座って。そして話題に飢えた私たちの生贄になってちょうだい。
I don't like how you say sacrifices, Kiria. What does that mean? Become our sacrifice and now we starve the things to talk about.
そうやな。若い子と話をしよう思たら、キャバクラでもいかんとこの年では難しいわ。
The only way I'm getting to talk to young folk at this age is going to a cabaret club. Or, you know, talk to your son. How about that? Do you not care about George? No, I'm joking. Yes, I'm joking.
いつまでぼさっと突っ立ってんのよ。ルドルフが座れと命令したわ。座りなさいよ。私も許可してあげるわ。
Go and sit down. I give you permission as well. After getting Eva's permission, Shannon and Connell looked at each other and finally obeyed, nervously. For a while, the two were pounded by questions and became the relatives' playthings. Tap tap. Another reserved knock could be heard. All the servants tended to knock in a similar manner, so no one noticed anything strange. However, Shannon and Connell turned around with surprised looks on their faces. Huh? Erika? The servants here today included the two of them, Genji, Kumasawa, and Gora. Correct. Gora had the midnight shift at the guest house. Kumasawa had gone to bed in the servants' quarters in the guest house. And they were in here, so Genji was the only person left. But they knew very well that Genji wouldn't knock like that.
誰だ
誰だ?
開いてるぜ勝手に入れよ
It's not locked, just come in. Rudolph didn't recognize the knock either. And when he asked, who is it? Everyone came to the same realization that they too had no idea who would knock like that. Erika. After that, the same knock repeated just once more. Could it be, if it's not Erika, could it be the young man that called Nazi on the phone? Could it be that someone had their hands full and was asking that the door be opened for them? As a slightly odd feeling began to encompass the room, the sound of the large clock in the hall could be heard. It was the sign that October 4th had ended and October 5th had begun. This person arrived exactly at midnight? A short while earlier. Oh! Cut him back. Alright. Cross and Nazi were well away from the dining hall, in a deserted corridor on the second floor. Yeah, this is how you two die, by the way. Rest in peace. Shannon and Connell killed you two, then came down. Then went over to the Shannon and Connell killed you two, then went over to the dining hall.
もうそれしか手はないのかね
You no longer have any other options?
はい。明日一日、同じ手はもはや通用しないでしょう。これ以上を渋れば、エヴァさんたちはお父様を監禁しているなどと主張して警察に訴える可能性さえあります。もうこれが限界です。
This is as far as we can go. What's your plan, Cross?
バトラ君が黄金を発見するのが全く想定外でした。あれさえなければ、なんとかうまくやりくりできる筋書きを考えていたのですが。
You have to go with the missing plan. You have to go like, I went up to check on him at night and I didn't find, or in the morning. I have to check on him in the morning so we could settle this debate. But then I didn't find him in the study. And I asked, you know, but it doesn't make sense. Or she would have to go. This would have to be Nazi's argument. Because Nazi has already, quote unquote, confirmed that both keys are held by Kinzo in the study, she would have to say, I tried to go in there in the study, but the the door was no, that doesn't make sense because the door has an auto lock, doesn't it? The door has an auto lock, which means if the door has an auto lock, then that wouldn't make sense. Yeah, yeah. But she'd have to somehow make a Kinzo miss. So then she'd have to go, yeah, I met Kinzo in the morning. Okay, this would have to be Natsu's argument. Yeah, I met Kinzo in the morning. He said that he was gonna go out for a bit. And then he hasn't returned and he's not in the study right now. And I guess he's gone missing. I'm sorry. That would have to be Natsu's argument. It sounds absolutely ridiculous, but because of the devil's proof, the others cannot prove that she faked him having gone missing. That is the only way. Yeah. Which, by the way, another reason for the culprit is most likely someone from within the island, not one of the visitors, is because Kinzo's corpse is found charred up in the boiler room every time, or almost every time, which means and the people who know he's already dead and would know where his corpse is are people from within the island. It wouldn't make as much sense if someone from outside the island would know all that. So that's another big argument for why the culprit is most likely someone from within the island.
私がかけるといつもこうだな。いつも想定外のことが起き、絶対確実だった話がおかしくなる。
Just like every of the bet I've made, something unexpected always arises, and the guaranteed outcome is thrown off course.
明日の朝、お父様の部屋が空っぽであるということにします。源氏と口裏を合わせ、早朝に森へ出かけていくのを見たと言わせましょう。
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. This is the only way you can plan it out. Have Kinzo go missing. Let's plan it out with Genji and have him say that he saw his father heading out into the forest early in the morning.
その失踪をエヴァたちが素直に受け入れるとは思えん。
Obviously not. Obviously not. But it's a devil's proof. It's better than what y'all got right now. They won't follow what you got right now either.
客も承知です。しかし、もうそれしか手がありません。
However, you have no other options. I can agree with Natsu.
そのようなことをすれば、エヴァたちは疑わしいと騒ぎ立てるだろう。
Do you have another plan then, mate? We can use Garp right now. Garp of the witch of the demon of teleportation. She can do her thing. We can use her right now, or I think the worst option, which is to have Kinzo keep staying locked up in the study.
エヴァたちは金をせしめるためなら、なりふりなど構わない。それこそおかしな雑誌とつるんで、私の信用にダメージを与えてくるかもしれない。
They might strike a deal with some odd magazine and cause serious damage to the confidence placed in me.
ダメージで済むではありませんか。万一にもお父様の秘密を知られたら、それどころでは済みません。
If by any chance father's secret is discovered, it won't be a matter of mere damage.
明日一日をギリギリまで粘ってからでも遅くはない。もしも明日を無事に乗り切ることができれば、私たちは何も失うものはないのだ。焦って失踪という切り札を切る必要はない。
There's no need to get impatient to use up our trump card. Okay, so Cross wants to play it with no risks here. In the sense that he doesn't want to sacrifice anything. He wants to be completely safe of damage.
彼らがお父様を監禁していると騒ぎ立て、そこに失踪していたと返すのですか。その方がはるかに疑いを招きます。
That is far more likely to draw suspicion. You also have and this, by the way, this alone makes Nazi and Cross much more likely to be culprits. I don't think Cross is the culprit, but at the very least, it makes Nazi a lot more sus of being the culprit. I mean, as you're reading this discussion right now, we're reading this dialogue between Nazi and Cross, you can tell that the motive is there. Nazi has motive to be doing the killings. She does. I don't think you can deny that she does. whether you think she's the culprit or not, whether she is the culprit or not, the motive exists. You know what I mean? We can explain the reason she did the murders, at the very least. I can't do the same thing for plenty of other characters, especially characters um, that aren't any of the siblings.
もうお父様にお休みいただきましょう。これ以上は無理です。
To go any further would be impossible.
落ち着きたまえ。エヴァたちの毒気を浴びすぎて冷静を失っただけだ。
The toxin? Even Cross started talking about the toxin?
あの書斎に入る鍵は2本しかない。そしてその2本はここに。君だから誰も入ることなどできん。あの扉は特別性だ。彼らが倉庫からどんな工具を持ってこようともびくともせんよ。
That door is a very special make. No matter what kind of tools they bring out of the storehouse, it won't even budge. And not just both of the keys. Quote unquote. Quote unquote, by the way. Quote unquote. We don't know if either, or if both, or if only one of them, of those keys, can work in opening the study door. Just saying.
そういう物理的な問題ではありません。
It isn't a physical problem like that.
だから焦るな。落ち着け。なんなら君は熱を出したことにして寝込んでいてくれればいい。その間に私が全て乗り切ってみせる。
If you like, he can pretend to have gotten a fever and stay in bed. In the meantime, I'll overcome all of this. Ooh, Cross is bound to do all of it himself.
あなただけに任せられません。
She can't, and she has been doing a lot of work for you, to be fair, Cross.
私も最後まで戦います。
I'll fight until the end, too. When Nazi could no longer hold back the tears brought on by her fierce emotions, Cross held her gently. Aw. Just how long had it been since she'd last felt warmth from her husband's embrace?
頭痛がひどいのだろう。君がそういうシワを眉間に浮かべるときはいつもそうだ。
あなた。
She had come to think that her husband could never understand the way she felt. But when it came to times like this,
失踪という切り札を最後の最後まで待とう。殿下の報道と同じだよ。抜かないうちが花だ。大事なのはいつでも抜けるという心構えではないかね。
それは分かっています。
その切り札を私に預けてくれんかね。もちろん最後の瞬間の責任は全て私が取る。君とジェシカは巻き込まん。
of course, at the final moment, I will take all the responsibility. I won't get you and Jessica involved. You know what? In this situation, I'm not gonna lie, Cross sounds very reliable. Even though we know he's not, but he sounds like he is.
それはどういう意味ですか？
What do you mean by that?
後ろ宮家が滅ぶ時、その瓦礫に潰されるのは私だけで十分だ。台風が過ぎたら離婚届を準備し、それに捺印し君に預けておく。内緒で君の名義にしてある財産がある。さらにそれに慰謝料を加えれば君とジェシカは不自由なく暮らせるはずだ。
No way, Cross. I have some assets in it.
嫌です。私の墓碑に刻むべき名は後ろ宮夏日です。どうか最後の瞬間までご一緒に。たとえあなたが後ろ宮家最後の当主であろうとも、夏日を最後までどうか当主夫人であなたの妻でいさせてください。
Cross's existence was based solely upon the power of his assets and his trustworthiness as a financial fixer. If those were both undermined, nothing would remain. Using the trump card of Kenzo's disappearance would mean losing one of these two essential supports. It's like offering your right arm to save your head from being cut off. It was probably better than losing your head, but you still might die from the blood loss. And even on the off chance that you did survive, you would have to bear a heavy wound that wouldn't heal for the rest of your life. Cross was prepared even for death. Natsu understood this, buried her face in Cross's chest, and cried. Genji, bad time. Bad time, man. That was emotional scene. Emotional scene. You bad time, man. What's up, dude? And why are you doing this, man? Like the audience was about to start crying, and then you show up, me. Alright, my apologies for interrupting. What's up? Why did you interrupt that very sad scene? What's up? Genji's summoned voice made Nazi jump back and hurriedly wiped the tears from her eyes. Alright, Cross stood in front of Nazi, shielding her.
源氏さんか。驚かせないでくれたまえ。何か用かね？
Do you have some business?
はい。申し訳ございませんが、奥様にご報告が。
My apologies, but I have something to report to Madame. What, her child is here?
私にですか。あなた。
To me, dear.
構わんよ。
I don't mind. Cross left Natsu's side, went to a window a short way off, and gazed at the windy and rainy rose garden. Natsu went with Genji to a place a short distance away.
何事ですか。
What is it?
はい。実はまた奥様にお電話が。
The truth is, another phone call has come for you, madame. So it is regarding her child. So then I'm wondering, this phone call, is it from an internal line or an external line? Because the external line should be cut off by now, shouldn't they? Now that Typhoon is here. The culprit should have cut off the external line. At that moment, she was surprised by a sudden, eerie sound. It was the large clock in the hall announcing midnight. This should be around the time the knocking is happening in the dining hall as well, right? Where the family members are.
まさかまたあの男なのですか。
You don't mean that man again?
はい。いかがいたしましょう。
Yes, what is to be done?
要件は何だと言っていますか。
Did he say what business he had with me?
お答えいただけません。
He would not answer.
奥様と直接お話ししたいとの一点張りでございます。
He kept insisting that he wanted to speak to you directly. Again, a phone call from the man who claimed to be taking revenge for what had happened 19 years ago. 19 years ago. That was just 1 year before Jessica and Bat were born. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. 1 year before Jessica and Bat were born, this is also around the time Beato was alive in the hidden mansion talking with Kinzo, talking it out with that guy, with that man, Kinzo. Right? That was 19 years ago. That was 1967. So, in Natsu's eyes, the gap between 19 years ago and 18 years ago was immense. For a long time, she was unable to fulfill her role of creating a successor for the Sherman family and was treated very coldly. That's what I mean. I don't know if I trust this anymore. Because we learned about this before, that Natsu had a hard time getting pregnant for a while, and that's why it took her so long to give birth to Jessica. And after that, Jessica was born female, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that inherently, obviously, but in regards to this whole Ushiruma family business, yeah, that did give Eva the upper hand, if that makes sense. But now I don't know if Natsu really struggled to give birth to a child, or if she did give birth to a child, but then, I don't know, maybe that child became an orphan, and if that child, maybe she orphaned a child, and if that child, if that orphan child is actually... What if that orphan child is actually Kanon, for example? And Kanon is this young man. And Kanon is faking being 16 years old. He's actually like 19. And he's the one that's doing these phone calls. Because we know Kanon and Shannon and stuff are supposed, and Lunon are supposed to be orphans. We've never actually seen Lunon, so you don't have to think that they exist. But Shannon and Kanon, at least, they're supposedly orphans that work for the Ishuma family. Apparently, Kenji has this whole orphan thing going on, where he takes them in to be servants for the Ishuma family. Kumasawa, Gora, and Genji are not involved, but Shannon and Connor are the only two we know that are involved. So now I don't know about this whole orphan business. That seems kind of sus, doesn't it? And now you have this whole Nazi stuff from 19 years ago. Those things could be connected, but I don't know. I might be connecting things for no reason. But then she finally gave birth to Jessica, and became able to call herself the wife to the Ishuruma family, to the Ishuruma successor, with her head held high. So in her eyes, Ishuruma Nazi began 18 years ago. So everything before that, including 19 years ago, contained nothing but hateful memories. Wow, you hate the child you gave birth to 19 years ago, Nazi? The last year of that hateful period was whispering of revenge from the other end of the phone. Once again, she heard the roar of the sea. The roar of the sea? What does that mean? What is to be done?
私の部屋に店主人には内密に
Transfer to my room, don't let my husband know.
かしこまりました。
Kashikomarimashita. From the very beginning, Genji had understood that she wouldn't want Cross hearing about this phone call. Yeah. But if this child is not his child, does that mean she didn't give birth to this child with Cross? But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm beginning to believe that this child is not his child anymore, or she wasn't the one that gave birth to this child. This child may be quote-unquote calling himself her son, but that doesn't add up. Unless Cross thought that Nazi had a miscarriage, or this child had an accident, quote-unquote, when he was young. That can't be it. But maybe it is Nazi's child. Okay, I don't know. That was why he had told Nazi covertly. Nazi ordered that he transfer the call, told Cross that she would return in for the night, and left at a quick pace. Okay, so she's not gonna tell Cross about... Okay. And Cross is probably going to die tonight. She returned to her room and locked the door. There's nothing peculiar about that. In the Ushima family, hallways are like public roads. There's no special meaning in locking the door when you enter your own room. This is what she told herself. Okay? Then, as though it had been waiting for her, the telephone rang. Genji must have transferred the call. She took a deep breath, readied herself, and picked up the receiver. And this is happening while some other person is knocking at the dining hall. And that person is someone that none of the family members know about. They didn't know who that person was. Which is weird because it could have been Genji, but Genji has a different way of knocking, doesn't he? They said. So maybe it wasn't Genji? No, both Kanon and Shannon were confused about the knocks, so... And I'm suspecting Kanon, at least, if not both him and Shannon. Moshi Moshi. Again, it started with silence. She realized that the person at the other end was trying to keep her in suspense and make her feel uncomfortable, and she got angry. Why are you silent? I'm hanging up. So this is Battler's voice actor, but it doesn't mean that this person talking is actually Battler, by the way. Don't hang up, mother. I want to hear your voice a little longer. Again, that unpleasant voice.
私を愚弄する気ですか。要件を追いなさい。
Are you trying to mock me? State your business. I want to play with you, mother. Okay.
何を言っているんですか、あなたは。私はあなたとなど遊びたくありません。
What are you talking about? I have no desire to play with you. The person knows this much? You're tired from the family conference, right? I'll bet that chronic headache of yours is giving you a bad time. This person knows Nazi. Yeah. This person has to know Nazi a decent bit to know that she has chronic headaches and to know about this whole family conference business.
余計なお世話です。
That's none of your business. And if the external phone lines, by the way, if the external phone lines are cut, that means it has to be someone from within the island, which means it has to be someone that one of the people that Battler saw in the parlor at that time, because it was said in red that everyone that was in the parlor, they're the only people in the island. So that's not your business. Just the fact that he knew her headache was troubling her made a shiver run up her spine. You won't have pleasant dreams if you go straight to bed like that.
だから余計なお世話だと言っています。切りますよ。
That's not your business. I'm hanging up. Nazi forcefully yelled that she was hanging up, but in actuality, she couldn't. After all, this person was choosing to call her, and that was much better than the alternative. Yeah, fair enough. If she hung up violently, this person might choose to call someone else. Don't worry, I won't take up much of your time, okay?
あなたと遊ぶ気などありません。
I have no intention of playing with you. Okay. It has the country for a season in it. Pretty nice name. It does it? What? Suhi? Or oh, Natsu. Is Natsu summer? Maybe? Maybe Natsu it means summer. Natsu he? Maybe? I don't know. Oh, it is summer. Yes. Okay, I got it right. Because I remember Nazi from Fairy Tail being called Summer, because Nazi means summon or something like that. So, anyway, however, just because your name is Nazi doesn't mean that you like summer. Which season is your real favorite, mother? What?
それをあなたに教えると思いますか。
You think I'll tell you? If you don't, I'll hang up. Are you sure you want that? What are you gonna do, Nazi? What are you gonna do? It was clearly a threat. It meant that if she forced him to hang up the phone, anything might happen. Humiliated that she was forced to give in to a threat made by a man whose name she didn't even know, she gave him the answer he wanted. Is it fall? It is fall. I could tell because of her hairstyle. Just her clothing style in general. She seems like someone that would like fall or autumn. She seems like that sort of person. Why?
過ごしやすい季節だからです。
It's also the current season right now with the family conference. Do you like the family conference, Nazi? October is fall.
他に特に理由はありません。これで満足ですか。
Are you satisfied now? It's also the season of Halloween. Ha ha, Halloween. Ha ha, Halloween. Um. I like the fall too, okay. And he's laughing. Alright.
嘘つき。
Liar?
出任せを言うんじゃありません。
You just made that up? Oh. This man would no doubt have done the same thing no matter which season I said I liked. What is he after? What's so fun about making me uncomfortable like this?
嘘つきのすごい手任せなんかじゃない俺は母さんがアキが好きだって確信してたんだぞ証拠を見せ
I was really certain that you liked the Fallen, Mother. I can even show you proof.
証拠
Proof?
ああ母さんの部屋に時計はあるかね
They even know about how her room looks like. Oh! Is there a clock in your room, Mother? Okay.
時計ええありますがそれが何か
Yes, there is, but what's your point? In Natsu's room, there was a beautiful antique clock with an intricate design. Cross had bought it for her as a birthday present long ago.
今は0時7分ですね
7 minutes past midnight. Okay, it's past midnight now. So this is after that person knocked the door. 7 minutes after that person has knocked the door and people are confused about who that person was.
もう眠いので茶番を早く終わらせなさい
I'm tired, so please get this farce over with quickly.
その時計持ち上げてみて
Try lifting the clock up.
どうしてです
Why? You just don't know when to shut up. God damn it.
俺の言うことにお前は黙って言われたの
Stop resisting every single time I say something. Just shut up and do what I say. The tone of the man's voice suddenly went low, turning to a threat. It indicated clear displeasure. Outwardly, this man had a calm manner of speaking, but on the inside, things were completely different. If she angered this man even the slightest bit further, he would surely show his true nature right away.
こうしてあんたに電話をする道があんたが19年前にしたこと俺はいつだってあんたの旦那や娘に話すことができる
I can tell your husband and daughter about what happened 19 years ago anytime I want to? Ugh.
あなたが何の話をしているか知りませんが夫や娘を巻き込まないでください
Nazi, be honest with yourself. What happened 19 years ago?
こうして私が電話を聞いていますから
I'm listening to everything you say. Then do what you're goddamn told. Okay. Once again, the man threatened me in a low voice, as though warning me never to talk back to him again. My head was filled with the pain from my headache, the sound of my beating heart, and the roar of the sea. Why the roar of the sea? I don't get this roar of the sea stuff. What's that gotta do with Nazi? Is it Uminekos and the seagulls cry? I couldn't disobey him anymore. As the man had ordered, I lifted up the antique clock. There lay something that resembled a single playing card. Perhaps it was the warranty for the clock? Thinking this, she took it and turned it over. Well, are you wide awake now? What is that? What did she see? What is she looking at?
どうしてこんな
Why is this? Okay, so she's seen something that has very obviously shocked her.
あんたのことが少しは聞いたなら嬉しい嬉しい
Tell me you're happy, mother.
どうやってこれを
How did you?
どうしてどう
Why?
やって
How? Okay.
嬉しいですって言ってほしいな
Oh! Oh! I want you to tell me you're happy. You murderer? Oh.
よくも潔癖な奥様面ができるもんだけどあんたの打ち分けられない 黙ってああ黙っててやるよ。ほら嬉しいだろ。嬉しいだろ。
Aren't you happy? What? Don't tell me. Did she attempt to kill her child, but then this child somehow survived that accident and is now coming back to tell her all this? What if she attempted to kill her child, which is why he's calling her a murderer, and then the child then went on to try his best to become a servant to the Ishiyama family, and he succeeded, and that child is now canon, and now that canon is doing all this stuff? Maybe? But Kanon's corpse is never found at the end of every episode. Is that also connected to all this? Okay. Don't burden my husband and daughter. What is it you want? Money? How much? Well, Cross was willing to go down to protect you and your daughter, but now you're the one who doesn't want to burden your husband and daughter. Now it's spun back around. I don't want money. Now this sounds like Beato, because we know Beato's nothing to gain from people solving the epitaph. Beato already has the money. Beato's wounds can't be healed with any amount of money. Could this be Beato? Could this be the actual culprit calling Nazi? Acting like... Or maybe the culprit is actually Nazi's child? You mean blood, right? There is a medicine. Yes, it's kind of like it's a kind of ointment, thick, syrupy and dribbling. He's talking about blood. So he's planning to kill people. I think this is the culprit then. This is the culprit who may or may not be Nazi's child. If they're not Nazi's child, then this culprit knows about Nazi's secret from 19 years ago, whatever that is. And it's something regarding her child? Something regarding her past. I think now it makes a lot more sense for this to be the culprit. And if it's canon, that adds a lot of extra sense to it. Blood, right? No? My resentment towards you. Okay. Slathering myself with that is the only way to hold back the pain. Natsu had never had anything so hateful said to her in her entire life. So she suspected many times that she must be having some sort of bad dream. Maybe he did something 19 years ago that warranted this type of hatred from this person, Natsu? What do you think? Think about your past, what happened? However, this definitely wasn't a dream. You couldn't possibly be on this island right now, could you? Well, considering the external phone line should be cut by now, I think yes, this person is on this island right now. Yeah. Yeah. I said I'd be at the family conference. Okay, yeah, okay. This person's in the island right now. And Lambda confirmed in red that everyone in the parlor is ever in the island, right? At the time. Okay. Now we have to start questioning whether we can trust the things Battler see, or we can only trust the things Erika can see. Because you can only confirm things Erika can see. Erika hasn't seen anyone who... Erika hasn't seen the people who are in the parlor. Meaning that Kanon and Shannon being in the parlor could be a complete hoax. It could be a complete lie. And they never actually went to the parlor. The person who brought them tea could have been someone else. There's no way you could have come during this typhoon. That's no problem if it came before the typhoon reached here.
客があった。
And I'm pretty sure this guy's called Eric or whatever arrived even during the typhoon. Yeah, we already knew this, but the person calling is not Erica either. Well, it has a voice of a young man, and Erica does not sound like a young man. And even though it did say it was ambiguous, whether it was a man or a woman, we know it can't be Erica because Erica sounds like a clear girl. She sounds like a young girl. Obviously, it can't be her. If Kana and Shun is the same person, and the same person is able to imitate both a male voice and a female voice, then it does actually strengthen my theory that this person is the culprit, because then they can kinda their voice, this one singular culprit can have an ambiguous voice as sounding both like a man and a woman at the same time. Her blood froze. Fruder Irka had been brought here by coincidence. If you knew that name, he would have to be very close by. That is true. That is another thing. If this person knows Fruder Irka is here on this island, that means this person has to be on the island, and he had to be here on this, unless he planned it out with Erika to arrive on the island, which wouldn't make sense because we know Erika is not the culprit and she's not involved. That was said in red. She's a detective, meaning this person is in the island. There's no way this person is from outside the island knows what's going on about what's going on in the island. We can also question whether this phone call is even happening to begin with. Just like the previous phone call, we can question whether it's even happening to begin with because Burncastle asked questioning herself and Lambda never actually answered in red. So there's a possibility this phone call is not even actually happening. But we'll see. Where are you?
電話だってそこいら中にあるしな。あんただって俺に会いたくないだろ。
Oh yeah, it's useless to try and search for me. Your mansion is huge and you have phones all over the place. Besides, I'm sure you don't want to see me either, do you? Or are you offering to find me and introduce me to everyone? Introduce me to my sister, by the way. By the way, offering to find me? Sure, introduce me to my sister, yo. Introduce me to Jessica too. Tell her I'm her older brother by 1 year. Wow. This guy's such a troll. Stay away from Jessica. You cannot disobey me, understand, mother? Okay. She's not denying the fact that he's calling her mother. She's not denying being his mother. She's not saying, I don't have a child from 19 years ago. I don't know who you are. I don't know of any child. She's not denying that. It makes me think that there's some truth to the story. There's something that happened between her and her child or some form of child 19 years ago. Clearly. I'm going to hang up for the night, but I have an order to be followed up until tomorrow morning. You may no longer leave that room tonight, and you may not make any phone calls. If the phone rings, you aren't allowed to pick it up either. And you will turn the lights off right now, get in bed, and sleep. Then you will wake up at your ordinary time. It sure is nice to live a healthy life. I really am such a good son, working so hard for the sake of my mother's body. Okay.
部屋も出ません、電話も出ません。
She's really scared.
だから夫と娘には
Please don't tell my husband and daughter. Okay.
母さんが俺の命令を守る限り、あんたの命令を破る。俺はもうお前の近くに。部屋の明かりが消えるかどうか、そして電話をしているかどうかさえ。俺さえあんたの寝顔に気づい
If I wish to, I could even sleep your. I could even sleep your kissing face. I could even kiss your sleeping face. Wow, he's that close. That's oof. That's insane. That does sound spooky, Nazi. It's up to you if you wanna disobey him or not.
守ります。約束は守ります。だからやめて。もうやめて。やめて。
As she screamed, Nazi crushed the card she found under the clock into a little ball. Yeah, okay. That's another thing. Whatever that card she found is another thing. She was very shocked when she looked at it. She turned it around, so. It had a pattern on it like a tarot card, along with one single word. Autumn. Right, okay. That's why she was shocked, I guess, maybe? Because they already knew that her favorite season was autumn, and after she had already said it on the phone, but the card was already there, so the person already knew, I guess. Or maybe there was something else on the card. We go back in time once again. Back to the knocking. The large clock in the hall was right in the middle of striking midnight. Wondering who the person who had now knocked twice was, the relatives in the dining hall stared at the door. Rudolph told them to come in, but there was no answer. Until the end of that long tone marking the coming of midnight, which had come from the large clock in the hall shortly after the knock. Wait. Until the end of that long tone marking the coming of midnight, which had come from the large clock in the hall shortly. Okay, yeah. They were unable to move in the slightest.
手が塞がってて開けられないんじゃないのか。
Maybe their hands are full and they can't open it.
かもな。だが名乗らねえってのが薄気味悪いな。
But it's a little creepy that they won't say their name.
開けますか。
Should I open it?
開けなさい。
Do it. Kanon nodded back and slowly opened the door. Watch, there's not gonna be anyone on the other side of the door. Nobody's gonna be on the other side.
それは
What's that?
これは親父の封筒？
Okay, so the culprit knocked on the door twice, left the letter there, ran off to some random room where he called for Nazi, and then made that threatening call to Nazi and told her to stay in her room and not do anything. Okay, so that was the culprit's course of action then. Coolio. It's one of Dad's envelopes, and you might think Amin, but doesn't this confirm that the culprit isn't canon or Shannon, or it's not involved? But firstly, I don't know if I can trust Battler's viewpoint anymore. I don't know if I can trust what Battler sees anymore, or if I can only trust what Erika sees. That's the first thing. The second thing is, this could very well be an accomplice. So, right behind the open door on the floor of the hallway lay the envelope.
廊下には誰もいません。これを置いて立ち去ったのでしょうか。
Perhaps they placed this here and left. The adults flew out into the corridor as well, corridor as well, but they could find no trace of anyone who might have knocked on the door. Barely an hour ago, Shannon and Canon had come in to serve tea. At that time, everyone had seen that nothing lay in that spot. Someone came, knocked, left an envelope with the mark of the one-winged eagle on it, and left.
まさか親方様でしょうか。
Could it have been the master? So now I wonder, is the letter going to say something about how Battles already solved the riddle, so they won't be killing anybody? Let's see. You already found the goal. Congrats. We'll see.
考えられない話じゃないわ。この屋敷で誰と呼ばれて返事をしないのはお父様くらいだもの。
Father's pretty much the only person in this mansion who would refuse to answer when asked who he was. This could have been done by Genji as well. If you think about it, Genji could have told Natsu, "Hey yo, someone's calling for you." Could have lied about that. Ran over here to the dining hall, knocked on the door, placed the letter, ran off again, and then called Natsu. But Natsu does not sound like a young man. Is the only thing with that. But yeah.
ありえないわ。ならどうしてお父様は堂々と入ってこないの？
If that's so, then why didn't father come in here openly?
そうやな。お父さんだったらノックなどせずいきなり入ってくるやろな。今この屋敷は戸締まりがされとるんやろ。ならここに手紙を置くことができるんはクラウスさんか夏日さん、そして源氏さんの誰かしか考えられんで。
In that case, the only people who could have left the letter there are Kraus' son, Natsu-san, and Genji's son. Well, according to you, if you know what I mean. You don't know the full story, do you, Hideyoshi? By this point, the mansion had been completely locked up. Therefore, those in the guest house, the cousins, Nanjo, Gora, Kumasawa, and Erika, could not have come here. Furthermore, since Kraus, Natsu, and Genji were the only three who weren't in this room, one of those three had to have been the one who set that letter down in the corridor. Yeah, totally, bro. I totally believe your narration. In that case, it was very likely that Kraus and the others had placed the letter there to make it seem like a message from Kinzo. Would have been a good strat. Would have been a good strat to make it seem like Kinzo's actually alive.
お父様の名を語ってバトラ君を次期当主に認めないみたいなことが書いてあるのよ。
But I don't think so.
バカバカしい。兄さん、よくこんな子供騙しを。
Ridiculous, I can't believe you tried to pull such a childish trick, Nissan. Yeah, that's definitely not it, Eva. Sorry.
別に俺は次期当主なんて興味ねえぞ。
It's not like I have any interest in being the next head.
諦めろ。それがお前の運命なんだよ。とにかく中身を読んでみようじゃないか。
Anyway, why don't we read what's inside? Alright. Rudolph set the letter on the dining hall table and showed everyone the front and back. Almost like a magician does before performing his act to show that there are no tricks or hidden mechanisms. This envelope is without a doubt father's. Now that I think about it, doesn't Mari typically read the letters out? Mari has had very little screen time this episode, compared to how much she usually does. She had plenty of screen time in episode 4, plenty of screen time in episode 2 and 1 as well. And in 3, all the episodes before now, Mari has had plenty of screen time by this point. But this episode, she hasn't had as much. Rose has had much more screen time than Mari this episode. And again, Rose is getting more screen time. Let's go. Father would like to use these envelopes for handwritten letters. And hey, I'm not going to complain for Rosa's screen time. I'm here for Rosa. Even though she dies in the first Twilight, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately for her. What do you think, Shannon? Hey. Why are you asking the culprit of this? To my eyes as well, it looks like the type of envelope that the master uses.
だからってお父様が書いたってことにはならないわよ。兄さんならお父様の書斎の引き出しからひょいと手に入れることなんて造作もない話だわ。
It would be pitifully easy for Nissan to snatch one of these from a drawer in Father's study.
クラウスさん病院に書斎には入りません。封筒を盗み出すのは難しい。
It might be hard for him to steal an envelope. Of course you'd say that, Kanon! I wonder why Mr. Body disappears at the end of every episode.
開けてみようぜ。それから考えても遅くないはずだ。何か入ってる。なんだ。
You can think about this later. There's something in it. I wonder what. Alright. Rudolph opened the envelope a bit roughly. Then, a folded letter and a glittering object fell out. A glittering object? It was a ring.
ちょっとその指輪
Wait a second. That ring is... Evan noticed it immediately and grabbed it. Is it George's? George?
お父様の指輪よ
Oh right, I'm dumb. Of course, it is Kinzo's ring. It's been a while since we've had the discussion about Kinzo's ring. So I forgot about it. But yeah.
当主の指輪だわ
It's the head's ring, alright.
なんやてほんまか
What in the... Seriously?
間違いなくお父様の指輪なのレプリカということ
Are you sure it's father's ring? Could it be a replica?
これは本物よ私はいつかこの指輪を自分の指に通してやるとずっと夢見てきたのよ
I've always dreamed about wearing this ring on my finger someday.
お父様が指にしてた時から私は誰よりもこの指輪のことをよく知ってるわこれはお父様の指輪よ間違いなくどうしてここに
This is father's ring? No doubt about it. Why is it here?
じゃあやっぱりこの手紙はお父様が
Then it really was father who wrote this letter?
こりゃ差出人は親父じゃねえぞもっと面白い
Beatrice. It's someone much more interesting.
じゃあ誰からの手紙だったの
Then who is the letter from?
後ろ宮家顧問錬金術師
Renkin Jutsushi.
黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ様からだぜ
Ogon no Majo. Beatrice. Rudolph showed everyone the part of the letter where that was written. It really did say that.
ベアトリーチェから
なんて書いてある
読むぞ Congratulations
Congratulations.
バトラ様が自分の謎を見事に
Oh!
黄金鏡にたどり着きましたことを認めます
So Beato knows. Beato knows Beato solved the riddle. So no more murders, right? No more murders? You're gonna stop killing people? We obviously know that won't happen. She's going to continue killing people anyway. But
黄金はすべてバトラ様のものですそして後ろ宮家の新しき当主もバトラ様ですその証として金蔵様よりお預かりしている当主の指輪をお送りします
so Kindo left the head's ring in Beato's charge, okay?
どうぞバトラ様指輪をされて新しい黄金の主となりどうか後ろ宮家をお導きください新しき当主のご活躍を心よりお祈りいたしております
I pray with the utmost sincerity that you flourish as the new head. Wow.
なんてこった親父が書斎から出てこねえもんだから森の魔女ベアトリーチが直接バトラを認めてくれたわけだ
Of course you're all for this, Rudolph. I like Rudolph's laugh, you know.
バトラ君この指輪はあなたが持つのこれは当主が身につけるべき特別な指輪ベアトリーチェが何者か知らないけれど彼女は一部始終を見届けあなたが真の跡継ぎだと認めてこの指輪を送ったのよ
I don't know who this Beatrice is, but she's watched the whole thing and sent you this ring after acknowledging you as the true successor.
いいんすかこんな重要な指輪を
Is that alright? It's such an important ring.
ああいいんだ誇らしげに指にはめるといいいいか兄貴や夏希さんが外せと言っても絶対に外すんじゃねえぞ
Got it. Even if Aniki Natsu-san tell you to take it off, you better not do it no matter what. Go on, Battler, put the ring on your finger. With creepy smiles on their faces, all the relatives urged Battler to put the ring on his finger. It looked like things would get pretty nasty if he refused, so Battler reluctantly decided to put it on the middle finger of his left hand. The ring was heavy and stiff. Oh! Oh! At that moment, Cross returned. Oh, baby! Genji came back as well immediately afterwards.
申し訳ないね。妻は具合が悪そうだったので先に休ませてもらった。何かあったのかね。なんだか諸君がひどく慌ただしいようだ。
Did something happen? You all seem incredibly flustered.
バトラさん、それは。
Genji noticed it. Immediately, Genji keenly spotted the ring that Battler had just put on his finger.
さすが源氏さんや。お目が高い。これが誰の指輪かわかるようやな。
Looks like you know whose ring this is.
何の話だね。
What are you talking about? From Cross's questioning look, it was very difficult to imagine that he could have been the one who set that letter there. Furthermore, his expression quickly changed into one of shock.
そうよ、後ろ宮家当主の指輪よ。
The family conference took up this new topic, and the storm came once again. And this time Cross is all alone. He's got the fan for himself. Nazi's gone to sleep. The culprit told her to go to sleep, and it's 3 a.m. Glass break. Alright, new chapter. That means... Alright, we're gonna end it there. We're gonna end it there. Now, I heard a glass break. I don't care if there's no new chapter. We're gonna end it there. We've gone on for long enough anyway. The rain was still pouring down as hard as ever. Alright, well... that was an interesting part of Umineko when they cry. Are the first fights going to start next part or no? I wonder. I wonder when the first fights are about to start, because we haven't really started the visual novel just yet, to be honest. Well, I mean, we haven't really started the episode because because Battler joined in after the first Twilight, so we haven't even gone that far yet. But we'll see. We'll see when we get there. But yeah, the rain is still pouring down, and the you know, it seems like the family members are gonna continue to argue about the ring now this time, and about who, if Battle deserves to be the next head or not. Yeah, Nazi got that weird phone call from her child again. Sure. I personally believe that the person who made that call and the person who put the letter outside the dining hall is the same person. So the same person that called Nazi. We haven't had much screen time of the cousins, especially Maria this time compared as usual. I mean, George and Jessica don't typically get that much screen time, but Maria does get quite a bit of screen time, if I remember, from what I remember. Maria gets a lot of screen time, but this episode she hasn't. Haven't seen too much from Gora either. We've seen a little bit. But yeah, we've had a lot of focus on the family, and especially on Nazi this episode. Huge focus on Nazi this episode. This is definitely the Nazi episode. Episode 1 was the Nazi episode. This is the Nazi episode part 2. So if you go along with that, I hope the answer arcs continue following that that route, which would make episode 2 Rosa's episode, and I hope that's the case. I really hope, not episode 2, episode 7 I mean, no, episode 6 I mean. I hope episode 6 is Rosa's episode, because then now will be a very exciting episode for me, because episode 2 was her episode. Episode 3 was Eva's episode, so episode 7 might be Eva's episode. And episode 8 was kind of Angie stuff. Episode 4 was Angie stuff, so I'm hoping episode 8 would then be Angie stuff to round it all. That would be a good way to round it all off, to be fair. Episode 8 being Angie stuff, just like how episode 4 was, and mirroring that, and then we'll get to learn the truth about everything in episode 8, right? We'll learn about the truth of the epitaph of the gold, Kinzo's beloved hometown, I'm sure, who the culprit is, what their motive is, who Beato is, all that stuff. I'm sure it's going to be very climactic once we get there, but we're still very far away from there. So yeah. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope if you guys have enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoy reading it. I'll see you guys next time for some more. Alright, y'all. Peace.